Hi everybody, Dr. Lisa Thompson here of drlisamthompson.com, coming to you live from my home office outside of Eden Prairie, Minnesota, and on another edition of The Doctor Is In Live. So I can't wait to sit and chat with you today, and as we wait for people to come on in, I want you to leave your name and where you're coming from. And I also want you to make sure to hit on the upper right-hand corner of the screen, the notification button. That way you're going to know when I am live. Facebook is going to send you a notification so that way we can interact in real time. I just love doing Facebook live shows because it allows me to interact with you in real time. And today we're going to be answering a question that a lot of people have. Because many people say to me, they go, Doc, how long should I stick with a social media marketing strategy before moving on? And it's a great question, and there are many topics. Hey, Michelle, glad that you're on the show. Many different takes on it. So a lot of people say, well, stick with it for 90 days. But today I was listening to a mindset training by one of the top marketing experts, Terry Grameau. He's actually a Twitter marketing specialist. And Terry gives a very interesting take, and I agree with him 100% on what he does. And what he tells people is stick with one marketing strategy for social media for 6 months. Now, for a lot of people, that seems like, oh my gosh, that is just such a long period of time. But it's not, and I'm going to tell you why, is that one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of home business owners make when they get started is that they try to do every social media marketing strategy thrown at them. And what it does is that you spread yourself too thin and you're really not building an audience. And there's a difference between having followers and an audience. Followers come and they're gonna, they're just checking you out. But an audience is someone who they pay attention to you and they really are watching what you're saying and what you're doing. And it's the audience that buys from you, not the followers. And so that's why you really need to pay close attention to picking one strategy and stick with it. Michelle just gave a really great point here. She says you really need to establish yourself on one platform before you truly know if it works or not. And that's absolutely correct, because the social media networks are getting very, very sophisticated, and there are many, many different ways that you can build engagement than there was 10 years ago when we just had Facebook and MySpace and Twitter that was just coming about too. And now we have Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn, and they're all doing new and exciting ways to engage their audience so that they stay on that social media network. So there are many different ways that you can test things and become an expert. That's what I recommend to people is, how do you pick your social media network? First of all, you got to know who your audience is. Who are you marketing to? That's very, very important. You need to know where are they hanging out on social media, because that's where you need to be as well. So if you filled out a customer profile, you developed an avatar, and you know where they're hanging out, that's where you need to be, and you need to start learning that platform inside and out. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't do anything on other social media networks. You can still distribute content, but you want to pick one social media network where you're going to build an engaged buyer's audience. So what you do is, once you've answered that question of where your people are, that's where you're going to be. And then you're going to learn that platform inside out, upside down, and become the expert. That's the way you're going to give value. Because if your people are on Facebook, for example, a lot of them aren't going to know how to really use Facebook to create engagement. A lot of them might be doing the, spamming the links and getting in jail. So here's some tips of what you can do to establish yourself as an authority in your social media network. You can come up and give them a glossary of terms, because each social media network has their own language, and a lot of people don't know the language of the social media network. So you can go in, hey Ron, glad that you're on the show. So you can come up with a list of glossary terms so that they understand, and they, because there's no worse feeling in the world when you belong to a group and they're talking, each group has their own language, if you will, and their own terms and terminology, and you get into that group and you don't know what it is. You feel really left out. So if you're that person who's out there and you're teaching them what the terminology of Facebook is, they're going to be really grateful for that. You can also tell them some of the big rules, the terms and some of the most important terms and conditions of the social media network, so they don't get their account suspended or shut down. A lot of people, and I'll put myself in there, we don't really look in there and really read about the terms of service. So what if we went in there and we read the terms of service for that social media network, and we know our audience and which terms are going to be most important, the most important rules they need to follow so they don't get their account shut down. You can also have content of what can they do if their account is shut down. What are the steps to getting reinstated? You can do content like that. You can show them how to do things with their profiles and what sort of pictures and images work. Video. There's so much out there that you can go in there and, you're first of all learning as well. So when you make that decision to pick a network, then you're going to immerse yourself in the 6-month period. And when I think of immersion, and it's really perfect for, when you pick a network that you're going to get into. An immersion is that you completely focused and you're in, hi Jerry, thanks for watching, is you're really absorbing everything you can about the network. And a great analogy that I have of this, I'm a big fan of the TV show The Simpsons. Always have been. And I remember one of the earliest episodes they had was when Bart Simpson was put into the foreign exchange program, and he went to France. Now, Bart's not one of the best students, so he wound up in this foreign exchange program where, it was run by this, these two Frenchmen who were selling wine by, but they was really antifreeze, and the donkey took his hat. He's hungry, he's cold, he's been there for 3 months, and he's trying to get help, and then the next thing you know, Bart's speaking French. And he winds up saving the day. Those two guys get thrown into jail, and he comes home and he's speaking French fluently. But that's what happens when, people go into like a foreign country and they stay for a couple months, much like foreign exchange students. They're immersing themselves in the culture, and they may not know all the language and the rituals and the traditions, but the longer they stay there, the more they pick up. And the next thing you know, by the time they leave, they're speaking, English fluently. So apply that to what you're doing in social media when you pick that one network and you immerse yourself. You're going to become such the authority that people are going to seek you out and say, how do I set up this Facebook Live so that I can get engagement? Or how can I, why is my Facebook ad getting rejected? And see, what you do is when you pick that one network and you immerse yourself and you study it, you know it inside out, you can then teach it, because the best way to demonstrate your knowledge on a particular subject is to teach it. And people on social media, they love how-to tutorials. So if you're the person that's throwing out all this value, you're learning, and as you learn, you put that out on social media, you write, you devote your blog post, you could devote, almost 6 months if you needed to on different aspects of that social media network. And if you really wanted to turbocharge it, you could even create your own giveaway where you could do an ebook on the, the 10 points or the 10 rules of Facebook, or you could do the, Facebook for newbies, or something to that effect, where people, if they wanted a quick tutorial on what they need to do to build a profile or get stuff done fast. Hi, Junie, glad that you're on the show. What that's going to do is it's going to set you apart. All the top earners, and the ones that I know, all became very successful because they focused on one network, one social media network, and they use that network to drive people to their blog. And so that's what you have to do as well, is that you want to, pick that one strategy. Now, I want to challenge you all today. What is the one strategy that you're going to focus on for the next 6 months? Which social media platform? Okay, so if you haven't determined who your market is, sit back tonight and this weekend and really think, where are my people hanging out on social media? Is it Facebook? Is it Twitter? Is it Instagram? Is it Pinterest? Is it LinkedIn? Is it YouTube? Find out, and then you're going to go there. You're going to make a decision that I am going to, no matter what it takes, I am going to, for the next 6 months, commit to learning this social media network. And I am going to learn it inside out, and I'm going to teach it to people. I'm going to be the authority in this network. And then what happens is then after 6 months, look and see where your followers are. Look and see how many leads, how many sales you've generated. And if you're stuck in the same place that you are in 6 months and you haven't seen any big result, then you can look and say, you know what, maybe I need to switch gears. But for a lot of you, if you commit and do this for 6 months, I'm going to tell you, your results are going to be so different, where you're going to have a highly engaged following of buyers. And here's the cool part. You don't need to have hundreds of thousands of followers in this 6 month period. All you need is a committed group of buyers, a buyer's audience that is just going to buy from you. And they're going to buy from you because they trust you and they trust your recommendation. I have a very good friend of mine, Diane Hockman. She reached as the top affiliate in her company, and her company awarded her with a car bonus, and she went and bought herself brand new Lexus. And she's never one that bought, she wasn't really big on cars, but they went and bought a Lexus, and she absolutely loves it. And the way Diane did it was she didn't have the biggest audience. She just had the most responsive audience. And the way she built that responsive audience, she used Facebook, and then she got them on her newsletter. And then she just communicated to them, interacted with them. And that's where the magic is. You just can't be posting content. When you focus on that one social media network, that's going to allow you to really hone in and talk with the people who are liking, commenting, sharing your posts, inviting them to come and look at your blog, talking to them on the phone, doing Zoom screen shares, showing them what you're doing in building that relationship. Are you guys getting value today from this show about the 6 month rule? What do you guys think of implementing a 6 month rule? Let me hear some comments below. Leave me some comments here. I'd be interested to knowing your thoughts. And I'll tell you, I have practiced doing, focusing 6 months on one social media network. And I'll tell you, it makes a huge difference, because now people are going to seek you out. And that's what oh, thank you, Michelle. I'm glad that you loved it. Is you become the hunted and not the hunter. And see, you never have to sell anything if you focus on one strategy and become the expert. Keep in mind this most important point. You are not a salesperson. You're a teacher and you are a problem solver. And so if you can go on social media, pick your one network, and you can teach them how to use it the right way and help solve problems that they have with that particular network and how to use it to get engagement, you will never, ever have to worry about getting leads for your business. You're going to have people seeking you out constantly, and then watch your sales grow as well. So if you got value, leave a comment and share, and then make sure you head over to my website at drlisamthompson.com. And when you go there, I have a free gift there for you. It is my ebook, The 5 Online Tools You Need to Build a Buyer's Audience on Social Media. And these 5 tools work regardless of what social media platform you use. And it's absolutely free. It's an easy 15-page read. So head on over to drlisamthompson.com. You'll see it right there at the beginning on the home page. You just need to click on that button and you can get that book. So thank you so much for watching today's show, and then make sure you tune in tomorrow where I'm going to give you some tips on leading a purpose-driven life. Talk to you tomorrow.